Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
May 13, 2020, the Landlords edition. First up, from the Wall Street Journal Risk and Compliance Journal, Iron Mountain has disclosed potential sanctions violations. The Information and Management Storage Company has notified regulators of potential violations on U.S. sanctions on both Iran and entities allegedly involved in the proliferation or support of weapons of mass destruction. The Boston-based company said one of its foreign subsidiaries provided product and services for more than a decade to at least 2 blacklisted entities that were blacklisted by the United States. The company made the discovery earlier this year and disclosed possible breaches to the Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Asset Control, or OFAC. Iron Mountain announced this in a quarterly securities law filing. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, and we'll certainly keep an eye on it going forward. Iron Mountain did say they plan to submit a more detailed disclosure to OFAC after it completes its internal investigation. Next up, a former Wal-Mart lawyer has accused the company of wrongful termination in connection with its resolved FCPA violations. The former in-house lawyer has accused the company of drumming up false claims of child abuse and inappropriate work conduct to undermine his investigative work regarding bribery allegations in Mexico. The claims by Shane Perry are part of a wrongful termination lawsuit filed in Arkansas State Court last week. He said he was pressured to change a memo on his findings that Wal-Mart had violated the FCPA in Mexico. This occurred in 2017. Or rather, he was fired in 2017. The allegations occurred a little bit earlier than that. So there seems to be a little bit of a disconnect. Nevertheless, a wrongful termination suit by a Wal-Mart lawyer always going to draw attention and potential ire for the allegations. Next up, from the New York Times, Morgan Stanley had hid fees from some customers. The company agreed to pay a $5 million fine to settle a complaint that it loaded extra fees into accounts of some customers who were expecting to pay a flat fee for investment advice. The SEC said the fees were levied from 2012 to 2017 on accounts that were part of a wrap-up program which was supposed to be managed on a flat fee basis. The marketing materials told customers they would take care of a portfolio based on this fixed fee, but customers were charged additional fees. So the transparency obviously was lacking, and Morgan Stanley paid on behalf of this violation going forward. And finally, our final article deals with landlords in Manhattan and what will happen to them after COVID-19. One of the key findings, I think, from the coronavirus health crisis has been that companies can have large number of workers work from home and work from home successfully. So what will happen to the highest priced real estate in the United States, that being downtown Manhattan, in the business districts in Manhattan? This is not simply a WeWork problem where people are not going to work sharing, but actually not going back to their company's offices. So will this radically change the new working environment? It could well, and what does it portend for landlords in New York City? Although it's not podcast related, it's blog post related, I'm running a King Arthur series this week on the FCPA Compliance and Ethics blog. Coming up on this month's edition of the Compliance Live, I visit with Ellen Hunt. She's the CCO at AARP. We're going to have 4 episodes on Ellen's journey up to the CCO chair and beyond. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.